Hey, good morning, day doers. Happy Sunday. Hopefully, you guys are starting your days off right and going out and doing it as you should every day. Doesn't matter if you did yesterday, doesn't matter if you will tomorrow. Today is a new day. You got goals. Do what you have to do today for those goals. That's not why I'm posting this. I'm posting this because yesterday, I know I talk about yesterday doesn't exist, it's only today, but yesterday existed yesterday and something happened. So about a week ago, or now a week and a day ago, my book started to be available at a local store. It's the first time that it's been for sale at a local place that I could go and check out and see what was going on with the book sales. It's a store in West Concord, Mass. that we go to on occasion called Deborah's Natural Gourmet. To get food, health products, books, lots of different things. Very cool place, and it's kind of a pillar of the community there in West Concord, Massachusetts. So they started carrying the book a week ago, and it's in the book section. Pretty prominent display, which is very cool. Very thankful for that. But it's also in this display right next to one of the cash registers right at checkout, which I'm very thankful for. That's awesome placement. Now, here's the thing. Being in a store is a new thing for me. So the book's been available at some stores like Barnes & Noble. You could order it while you're there, but it wasn't on the shelves. So other than when I've done a book signing or a speaking appearance or other appearance, I've never been live with someone when they've started to interact with a book. And, those kinds of appearances like a book signing or speaking gig, I'm there. It's specifically about the book. People are in line to get the book signed. So it's I wouldn't say it's an artificial interaction, but it's very purposeful. Like they're there for the book. But yesterday I was at Deborah's with my family shopping, and I got to witness something which was really cool, which is people just kind of organically interacting with the book. And there was the one by checkout. There's a couple checking out, and I thought it looked like the husband was eyeing the book, and I was like, it's probably just in my head. I'm probably just like, ooh, look at my book, pick it up, getting a bit excited. But he seemed to be staring at it, pausing a little bit, and then he started to unload their basket and was checking out. And then the wife, who was standing behind him, she definitely looked at it. She actually reached out and picked it up, and I was like, okay, it's not just in my head. She's clearly holding it. And that was a really interesting experience for me because I've never gotten to watch someone just pick up the book and interact with it, totally out of the blue. There were other books there. There's other stuff there. There's chocolate. There's like lots of things that people might say are more interesting than that. That's a giant blow up at the book cover. But she picked it up, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. It's a bit of in-market research for me. I can watch how she's interacting with the book, what seems to catch her attention. If she sees something and immediately puts it down, then it's like, okay, well, maybe that's a piece of the book that might need some work. Or maybe there's a reason why it didn't resonate with her, and that's okay, but it'd be interesting to know that. So I sat back. I was maybe 30, 40 feet away, and I just watched. And I watched her interact with the book. She flipped it over. She's reading the back of the book, and then she started leafing through it. And she just kept getting deeper and deeper into it and going further and further. And I was like, wow, she's definitely continuing down the path. And the whole time, some of the staff at the store were like, you should go and talk to her. You should go introduce yourself. She's probably never gotten to meet the author of a book that she's looking through. And I was like, no, I don't want to bother her. I want to make her feel pressure. Like, oh my God, well, okay, the guy's here. Like, now I have to buy this book, and I don't really want to. I had all these different narratives playing out in my head, but I didn't want to bother her, and I didn't want to pressure her. So I hung back, and it was okay. And then I was like, you know what? I should go talk to her because she's not buying the book at the moment. So, and this is an article I just put out recently. Like, if you don't have what you want, ask for it, because the only thing you have to lose is your ego. Because if she's not buying the book right now, me talking to her, if she decides not to buy it, well, then I'm no worse off because she wasn't buying it before I talked to her. She doesn't buy it afterward, then I haven't lost anything. And I'm so curious about why she picked it up, why she's engaging with it, what spoke to her about it. Maybe there's something I can learn to do better myself. Well, right now, I don't have any of those insights by not talking to her. So if I go up to her and she won't share any of it with me, or she recoils, or it's just like, oh, no, I was just curious or whatever, and doesn't really give me anything of value, well, then I'm no worse off again. So by asking, I haven't actually put anything at risk. I haven't made myself worse off. Now, you could say maybe she was about to buy the book and then I ruined all that by some terrible interaction. Yeah, maybe. Then I guess it could be a lost sale. But look, that was a risk I was willing to take because at that moment, she wasn't buying the book. It wasn't going in the cart. They were almost done checking out. At that moment, I had no insights from her about why she picked it up. So I really had nothing to lose in that moment. And that's what drove me to get all giddy and walk over. And I introduced myself, and I made it clear, I don't want to pressure you, put you on the spot, but I'm just really curious. I've never gotten to see anyone just pick up the book in a store before. I'm so curious what led you to do that. And, I was thinking like, oh, the colors or this image stood out or something. And actually, it was that. How to live a better life every day. That's what grabbed her. So what she was telling me is that she's at a point where she's looking at a transition in her life, and she's looking for some inspiration, some guidance, something to help her think about what's next. That's really interesting. I do say the book is really, when people are like, who's it written for? I think it's for people who are in one of two spots. People who are really stuck in the moment and in a hard place and not sure how to get out of that and want some help, some inspiration, some guidance. Or people who are at a point of transition where maybe they're not stuck, they're not necessarily feeling quite that like in the mud, but they're like, okay, I'm at this change point. I don't really know how to step forward, but I know things need to change. So maybe it's the same kind of situation, but a slightly different way of describing it. But you're at a point of transition in life, and for a lot of people, that's equally hard as being weighted down with some major problem because you just don't know how to go forward and you feel a bit lost. And so having some guidance can be really helpful. We had a great, not long, but a few minutes, really good conversation. She told me a little bit about herself. She asked some questions about the book and some of the things that she was getting from just the little bit of text that she had read. And she seemed really happy and she bought the book. So, it certainly didn't kill the sale. If anything, like maybe that put it over the top. So maybe I gained something there. But most importantly, and the reason why I talked to her was definitely a gain. So I made a great connection, really positive for me to talk to her. She seemed to enjoy it. I hope that was a good thing for her. I got some really valuable insight from that interaction. And yeah, I made a sale as well, but it was that interaction. It was that connection with purpose. And that's the reason why I wanted to do this video is if you have purpose that you are after, don't hold back. Don't stand on the side and fail to engage with it. Engage in your purpose, whether that's, getting outside your comfort zone and talking to someone when you're nervous to do that, whether that's, taking some big leap and some next step in your life, in your career, in your health, in your wellness, in your whatever that you want to take that leap towards your purpose with, you need to do it. So I had that moment of fear. I had that moment of discomfort before I went and talked to her. I had that moment of all of those soundtracks playing through my head about, oh, she doesn't want to talk to you. Oh, she's going to feel too much pressure. Oh, this, oh, that. And all of that just blocks purpose. All that just blocks connecting with and achieving the purpose. So you have to silence it. When you have a reason, you have to live in connection with that reason. So if you don't have what you want, just ask for it. The only thing you have to lose, if you don't have it today, is that sense of, oh, I failed. And that's your choice whether you want to feel like a failure or not. But if nothing comes of it, you're no worse off. So you might as well go for it. Right? The only thing you could possibly get is the upside in reality. So I will leave that there. I will invite you all to enjoy your Sundays. Find a bit of connection with your purpose if you can. Because today is a new day. Go out and do it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.